Welcome to episode 33 of the Cards and Cartridges podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, aka OG Retro. I'm here with my man, Chris, Koozie Retro Games. Brother, how you doing this weekend?
Good. We're recording this Friday evening after work. The work week is over. I have my truck back for the weekend after being in the shop for 2 weeks, but that's another story, and I don't want to get into it because I'll get angry.
He's mad,
We're
tilted. I heard about it. Trust me.
We're celebrating Becca's birthday this weekend, so that should be a good time. We have the playoffs for our fall ball softball league on Monday, so wish me luck there.
Hitting big dingers. What are you doing?
I'm a leadoff guy. Just get on base.
Okay,
get on
so
base
and
let other people come up to bat. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. That's cool.
I
didn't expect
I play shortstop.
Okay, a little Derek Jeter type action.
I like outfield too. Just after my shoulder surgery, I'm still dealing with the pain, and I can't make the throw. I can't make a hard throw from like the outfield to like home or second or something like that without my shoulder falling out.
Right. You don't want to do that.
No. How's your week going? How was your week? What do you
got? Not bad, man. We had a great live claim sale. If you're just hearing this now, Thursday night was super successful in terms of just the amount of people that came out, all the homies we got to see and make sales to. Is a lot of fun. So if you were there, thank you. If you haven't been to one yet, check us out, twitch.tv/OG Retro every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for a little live claim sale. It's a ton of fun. So that was great. And I also made a huge pickup right before the claim sale. Just a pretty varied collection, a lot of Mega Man weirdly, but also just like Game Boy Advance, Switch, PS4, Xbox, like a lot of different things, systems, all sorts of cool stuff. So that was exciting. And then, yeah, just before we're recording this, actually, I'm helping my friend build a new computer, and you'll appreciate this, Chris. We walk into Micro Center, and so right now there's like a huge shortage for graphics cards. Like, can't really get them, and when they do drops, like it's gotten to the point where it's like a clothing drop where they will stock the graphics cards and tell people when they're stocking, and people will line up like nights
like
before.
Friday.
Exactly. So they'll line up like the night before, camp out, tent the whole night. So
is it because the people need them, or is the resale jacked up huge on them?
Both. A lot of people, gaming is more popular than ever. So PC gaming is more popular than ever. So people do want them and need them, like my friend. And then there are three types of people. They're a reseller. So someone who will buy these cards, and they're going for, so retail on them. So long story short, before I keep going, we walk in there and the guy offers us an open box card. Someone had just returned one. Never used, but selling an open box. Like, hell yeah. Like, and Micro Center has a ridiculous return policy.
Why would you return something that's so in demand? It's like returning a PS5.
Exactly.
A little sketch.
It is a bit sketch, but we decided to take the chance. It works. We already tested it. It's perfect. But so anyways, we ended up getting a 3060, and for viewers who are in the know, we got a 3060 Ti for under retail, which is like unheard of right now. You can't do that.
What's retail?
Retail is like, I believe it was $650 retail on that specific card. We got it for $580. And then that card is being sold for like $700-800 right now, being like, it's just crazy. So we had a bit of good luck today. So that was awesome. The week's been good. Bit of good luck at Micro Center.
Fuck, there's your bolo right there. Go out to Micro Center and flip graphics cards.
Yeah, see if you can find an open box graphics card. I don't know what we did to deserve that, but apparently it worked.
But we do hold the door for an old lady or something. Get some good luck going.
I don't know. We've got a jam-packed episode this week. The topics on the line are bolo, talking about first print covers, our print variants, that kind of thing. We're going to be talking a little bit about spooky games, what games we are playing to or not playing in Chris's case to get into the holiday mood, that being Halloween. That's what I'm talking about. We'll also be talking about how important sound quality when we're playing games, or just listening to music. What different sound setups do you have? Like what we're currently working with, be it PC, be it our console setup, be it on the go. Is it just AirPods? What's our truck? What the situation is. I like talking about sound. I appreciate sound. I want to see what Chris's opinions are. We are then going to finish it off with actually, this is a good segue topic. We'll be talking about what other media we're consuming right now. So that kind of goes with the whole sound music thing. I like that. And finally finishing it off with a famous game, overrated, underrated. And Chris is going to be bringing us through that. Chris, do you want to start us off with the Bolo, talking a bit about first print covers and print variants?
Yeah, so we could do a whole 4-hour episode on this Bolo easily, but it's just something to keep an eye out in the back of your mind. Maybe do a little research in some Facebook groups or simple Google searches, some notable first prints video games. I see the majority of them when we're talking about NES games, and
Yeah.
there's like 8 different variants of Super Mario Bros on the NES.
Or Legend of
There's
Zelda.
like sticker seal, matte sticker seal, no trademark, no Rev A, star on the 4th page of the manual, 2.9 millimeters from the left and 1 millimeter to the right shifted.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's like, the difference in value is so much. It's crazy. So just keep an eye out in the back of your mind, especially when you're picking up CIB titles for first prints versus second prints. I know one people look out for a lot is Silent Hill on the PS1. There's this first print versus a second print, both black label. And then I think there is also like a third print greatest hits, but the first print one, the shadows and the lights in the windows are, I believe they're lighter than the second print, but
yeah.
You can have some more money by having a first print one. And if you have the knowledge, keep an eye out for them on eBay and look for people who are slipping that don't know their print values. Maybe get a first print for real cheap and either for your collection or flip it.
That is a great Bolo. I know I have a couple of I know, for instance, one quick tip for me on that subject. First print Pokemon Red or Blue is called a Sandshrew print. And if you look on the back of a Pokemon Red or Blue box, I believe this applies to yellow as well. So Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. The in-game picture will have a Sandshrew as the Pokemon attacking. So that's
isn't there a typo on the blue version also? It says like play this red version on the back instead of play this blue version or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think you're right. I'm not totally sure on that, but I think you're right. Yeah, but I think that's a good Bolo right there. That sums it up nicely. Be on the lookout for print variants, and they're out there for a variety of games as well. Variants on variety, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Favorite spooky games, Chris. Do you have any take on this? Have you ever played a spooky video game?
No, I hate horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Like spooky games and horror movies don't go hand in hand. I'm a baby when it comes to like horror, anything. And this even goes into our next topic too. And like we'll segue this later, but like the 2 things I hate are like scary movies and doctor shows. Like I can't even sit down. Like my mom will watch Grey's Anatomy or Becca will or whatever, and I can't even like watch it. Or like any of those shows where people are like doctors are doing surgery. Hate them.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. So you definitely do not like scary games.
No, and I don't like scary movies. I don't like haunted houses. Like every year, Becca's like, we have to go to a haunted house for Halloween fall festivities, and I'm like, no. You want to know something that's gonna take you off?
What?
I hate, or I despise, I can't handle it, carving pumpkins.
So do you like, I don't know, it's not something I hate really. I don't care. It's like pumpkin carving to me. I could do it. I could not do it. It's cool. Whatever.
I like the idea of
I thought
pumpkins.
You would
I
love
hate
it,
the smell. I hate the smell.
Pumpkin carving sounds like a thing
smell.
right up your alley. Like you have Scout right next to you. You have your girl next to you. You're in the Midwest. You have
white picket fence.
And you're carving pumpkins and with an IPA.
And that's what Becca wants in life. But
yeah.
I will like when I had to do it with my family when I was younger, like I'm talking like nose clamp, like hiding in my room. Wow. I hate the smell of carving pumpkins.
Do you do to get in the spirit for the holiday?
Decorations outside. I'll dress up.
Okay.
Becca,
give us some of your best Halloween costumes.
I was God, what's the guy's name from Kiss?
The fucking that's the mask that my dad used to terrify me as a fucking kid, dude.
But my mom was like big into like face paint at that point, and she like did my whole face paint. Is it Gene Simmons?
Yes, there we go.
That's Gene Simmons from Kiss, and she like painted my whole face like Kiss.
Oh no. That's
So
so
that was a good
funny
one.
because I
I
got
had a
that's like something that
simple
terrified me as a child.
simple creative one year. I was a chick magnet and I just wore a sweater and put like a bunch of baby chicks on it and a bunch of magnets. And I was a chick magnet.
Doesn't surprise me that you were that.
That was something like a middle school. It's like a badass middle school costume.
But was it though? Was
At
it
the time. At
badass?
the time.
Okay.
Becca's got a good one this year. Becca and Scout are being cows because Becca was just a cow with her friends, but they
Okay.
had like the little cow ears. They wore like white and black spotted shirts, and then they taped bagged wine to their stomachs and made the bag of bagged wine their udders.
It's disgusting but funny. You should be a cow tipper.
A cow tip. How do you dress up as a cow tipper?
Be a cow tipper. I don't know, like wear camo and be real. You might get mistaken as a military personnel, but whatever a cow tipper would wear. Have you ever been cow tipping?
No, we don't have cows around here. But no, okay. So my buddies who live up.
Wait,
Okay,
you
so
don't
I
have
live in the
cows
suburbs.
in the Midwest?
I live in the suburbs. We don't have cows here. When I go up and visit my buddies in the thumb of Michigan, there's like a bunch of dairy farms there, and like there'll be like 5,000 cows.
They've been
that,
cow
like,
tipping.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. All right, cow tipping. No spooky games for Kuzi.
What
I'm
do you
gonna
mean
say,
for Halloween?
I guess spooky games. I mean, I'm ripping on Kuzi, but I don't like spooky games either. Truthfully, I've played some of them. Like I played some of the Resident Evils, and those are spooky. Amnesia is a super spooky game. I bet some of our viewers know about that one. Total mind fuck of a game. Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. Awesome game. Also very pricey nowadays. Not so spooky, but I think something associated with Halloween being one of my favorites. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. On the Super Nintendo. One of the only Super Nintendo games I have CIB, because again, I collect what I love, and that is just I got that game and I'll never get rid of it.
I just got that one loose recently. I really want the cover art variant to
Oh
that
my
game.
God,
There's a
just
slight bolo for you. That one's like,
$1,500.
yeah, so much money.
It's ridiculous. Beautiful. It's a really sick cover. A really dope cover. That's a bolo. Cover art variant of Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So that's super lovely spooky game right there. So I love that. I do like carving pumpkins on occasion. I was gonna say, so my Halloween costumes, I've been some things from Lord of the Rings before, which is pretty sweet. I've been some like back in the day. I've been Darth Maul from Star Wars.
Nice.
The guy with the crazy red and black horn face and double red lightsaber. That was lit. I was a pumpkin when I was like 1 or 2, and I think
everybody was a pumpkin when they were 1 or 2.
Fuck yeah. So
my Halloween costume last year, Becca had a great idea, but I didn't mind. I just kind of go along with the flow. Becca's like, we're being this year. And I'm like, okay. So she had the idea last year to be Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin, because my name is Christopher Robin.
Is your middle name Robin?
No, but my name's Christopher.
Oh.
And then, so she dressed up as Winnie the Pooh. So everybody knew who she was. And I just wore jeans and a yellow shirt or whatever. And I was Christopher Robin. Mm-hmm. And everybody kept coming up to Becca behind my back because they didn't want to insult me. But they're like, did Chris not want to dress up this year? Mm-hmm. Like, why is he not dressed up for
Nobody
Halloween?
got the costume.
Nobody got the costume.
And
that makes embarrassing.
Sense. That sucks, dude. So that you missed on that one. And I guess that's it. I do like a couple of spooky movies every now and then. We just watched this one called Midsommar, and that was just fucked up crazy. If you've never seen that movie, probably don't, because you have to be you just got to be in the right
was
mindset.
It bad?
No, it was really good, but you really have to like horror and gore and like really fucked up shit, I guess. It's not for the faint of heart.
Do you know if these older spooky games still hold up to this day and are still spooky, like Resident Evil on the PS1?
No, 100%.
Like
they have their moments, I think, but I think Silent Hill apparently still holds up. There's still very spooky moments, but I can't imagine them. I can't speak on it though, because I haven't played them.
I played a little bit of Haunting Ground when I first got it, and that just had like, it wasn't like pop-up scaries like the points I played. It just had like a spooky, eerie feel to it.
Yeah.
And just the way you control your character in that, it's like she's more stumbling around. And it's just hard to control her. And then it's one of those things where you don't know what's going to be around the corner when you open a door, what's going to be there. I mean, I played Resident Evil on the 3DS, and I almost beat it. I got pretty much all the way through it on a road trip one time.
That's absurd. Crazy to hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So Resident Evil on the 3DS I played, but I mean it's kind of hard to get a spooky vibe when playing like 3DS.
Mm.
But I didn't like the controls on that game. The controls were like aiming and shooting was real wonky on that game.
Yeah. I was gonna say like the new Metroid Dread is kind of like there's a bit of spookiness to it. And I think Metroid Fusion on the GBA, we're talking about handheld games that might be a little spooky. Those games are kind of spooky. There's definitely a feeling of like, yeah, dread almost. Just in terror because you're this, this person, humanoid, Samus thing, whatever, fighting off this weird alien race trying to kill you on a planet that's only inhabited by this weird alien race. And the music is super creepy. So I don't know.
Do you believe in aliens?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Do you?
I don't know. I think there's like some type of life out there, like there's plants somewhere, but I don't believe there's like the stereotypical little green guys running around.
No, of course not. But there's gotta be somebody or something way smarter, way dumber. I think there are multiple levels to it. Like, I don't know, dude. This is
I
like
did go to Roswell, New Mexico on our road trip, and they take that seriously.
That's
Like
what
we
I'm
went to like the
saying.
International UFO Museum, and it's just like all these stories and news clips and
Yeah.
photos of just
Yeah.
any like alien sighting ever.
I
And
don't
it got
know.
creepy, but it's just like a typical like let's all get together and form an alien cult and be like,
Yeah, well,
we
that's
believe in
weird.
aliens.
That's weird, but I don't know. All right. Beyond that, here we go. How important is sound quality to you? And what different sound setups do you have in terms of like your everyday game? If you do any gaming, what kind of sound would you prefer? What's your dream sound setup? Do you have any thoughts on this, Chris?
I'm a pretty simple guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I use my AirPods for I mean, when we record the podcast, when we do the live claim sale, I use my AirPods. When I want to do a more so I have the first generation AirPods where they're not like sound canceling. When I need to get more in a focused mood, when I'm doing I like to listen to music while I do like work too,
Yeah.
but I don't like listening to like songs that I know the words to because then I'll
Yeah.
find myself like
I'm the
singing
same way.
along and that. So I'll listen to like lo-fi hip hop beats or something like that while
Yeah.
I'm working, or when I was in college, like studying or doing homework. And I'll use I have a pair of Beats that I'll use for when I do that. And that kind of just makes me more immersed into it. They're noise canceling. I can focus more when I have those on.
Oh yeah. And when you play a game, have you ever worn like headphones while you play a game, or is it always just like,
No, I mean, the only time I would wear like headphones in a game was when I had like a mic attached to it.
yeah,
And it was usually just some like shitty pair of headphones that had a
yeah,
mic. So that was more for playing like Call of Duty Online. And it's like, I know you can get the huge, nice headsets where you can like listen to where your enemies are at and what direction they're coming from and things like that. But I was never big into it. I never had like, even just like watching TV or anything like that. We don't have like a sound bar or like
yeah.
surround sound. It's
Right,
just
right.
the speakers. I mean, technology nowadays is so good that you really don't I mean you could use that stuff, but it's not a necessity.
I agree. Yeah, it's crazy how good like just the regular speakers on the shitty little like this flat screen that's like maybe 150 new sound like it's wild.
Mhm.
But with that being said, I'm someone that like really gets into like everything that like I get into hobbies like very like obsessively almost. And back in the day, I remember getting very into like audio and just like everything having to do with audio and headphones and like amplifiers and preamps and tube amp this and whatever, all these different types of things. And I learned a bunch about it. And like I had really not like I had the nicest audio setup for like little fucking seventh or eighth grader. Like, it was really cool. I like knew a lot about it and I was like passionate about it for a while. And so I guess I've always been into like good sounding audio. And so like I don't know, but at the same time, I also like doing it on a budget because I just think you can have really good sounding stuff like on a budget. Like you can buy thrifting audio gear is probably the easiest thing to do, and like the most like it's very, I'm not gonna say the most satisfying, but it's very satisfying because you can
Like
build
what
really,
kinds of stuff would you thrift for audio gear?
like for instance, I thrifted my PC speakers. So like the speakers I use for uh PC gaming, they're the same speakers I listen to music when I'm like working. I have my headphones connected through them right now. Uh but I thrifted these. They're Bose speakers, and Bose is generally considered a good brand, but usually overpriced for what the quality is.
Mhm.
Very good quality, and some of their older stuff is better quality, I'd say. But anyways, I thrifted these speakers for like $20 for the pair. They're like, I don't know, $200, $300 speakers or something like that. And they work like, speakers are something usually, like if you blow them out, you blow them out, but they don't go bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like old audio equipment can still work just as good and just as sound just as crisp or even a cooler sound as new audio equipment. So like that's something I thrifted. And you can put together whole like 5.1 channel surround systems uh at a thrift like easily. Every thrift I go to has receivers and speakers. Every single thrift, and that's like all you need.
Are they pretty universal and pretty easy to connect and use?
100%. That's the other good thing about like speaker setups. You can mix and match like a Sony speakers with a JVC receiver, an Onioki receiver with whatever. It's because audio isn't like a proprietary thing. Like audio
Mhm.
cables are all universal. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and that's why I guess like it's kind of easy to get into like just decent. I thrifted the speakers for my PVM cart too. They're like very cheap, just like $5 speakers, but they work great connected to old stuff like that. And the
That's great.
sound from this like the Super Nintendo sounds incredible through like proper speakers and not like just shitty little old TV
Yeah.
speakers, you know?
Now, I feel like sorry if you guys can hear a bunch of stomping going around. My parents are setting up for dinner.
That's all good.
But I feel like the two things you need, and
Mhm.
it's gonna be weird. Like, do you have a nice like portable speaker? Like if you're going to the beach, you're going to a party with
Actually,
buddies or something
no.
like that. Do you have a nice portable speaker?
No, I don't.
And that's one thing I want. Like I have one, and it's just a nice. It's like a Beats Pill size, but it's not Beats Pill. It's like Insignia Sonic, I think, is the
Yeah.
brand.
It's Best
Um,
Buy home. That's the in-house Best Buy brand, I think.
yeah, and
This is
it's been good. I've had it for a
yeah.
couple years, but it just started doing a thing where it's not charging. Like I think it's charging, but it's not
Maybe the
lighting up, and then
battery
it's just
is
got like a
on
weird like you know
toast.
how
Yeah.
like when I was a portable speaker was like dying, I'll go like ding ding ding.
Yeah.
Like I'll just do it. It's been doing that recently,
Mhm.
but I need like a nice one, like wireless. I mean, obviously wireless Bluetooth, but just puts out good sound. And then one thing Beck and I just quote unquote invested in
Mm.
was a nice cooler because we had
Okay.
like a shitty like Coleman cooler. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice when you're taking out for like one day or whatever, but you gotta keep filling it with ice
You
and
know
it
what's
doesn't.
funny?
What?
If you told me that like you were related to the person that invented the Coleman cooler, I would totally believe you. You look like a Coleman cooler, dude.
Yeah, your typical red cooler with a white lid,
That
packed full of ice and
you
Bud
could
Light.
identify as a red cooler with a white lid packed full of ice and beer. If you
Yes.
said that's what you identify as in today's day and age, no politics aside, I would believe you. I'd be like,
I'm even wearing the Budweiser red
that's what
hat.
I'm saying.
Drinking a Budweiser. Oh
You're
my
red
God,
cooler,
sponsor
white
me.
lid. Sponsor him. Continue your
But
story.
we have a Coleman cooler and it's nice, but you just gotta keep filling it with ice and it's not the greatest. So I watch the Nelk Boys a lot, and this could segue us into our next topic. But I watch the Nelk Boys a lot, and they do their brand and their merch drop Full Send.
Bro, I've been
And
watching them a lot more recently.
yeah, so they just did their merch drop for this past month, and they do one every couple 3 months or whatever. But they had a Full Send cooler, and it's like Yeti. It's like Yeti style, so it's advertised as holds ice for 5 to 10 days. Like it's on wheels. It has bottle openers on each side. It's like double insulated, yada yada yada. So Beck and I purchased that. It was $300. Yes, that's a lot, but I mean Yetis are that expensive, even more. And we needed a nice cooler, so hopefully it'll last us a while and somebody doesn't steal it or something.
So hashtag full send, dude. Sick.
Yeah.
That's dope.
What do you have audio set up in your Audi, or are you just kind of rocking with what it came
Yeah,
with?
the Audi it does, but it's So I was very lucky when I bought that car. It's a 2007 Audi. I was talking to my friend today. That's basically a 15-year-old car at this point, which is mad
Insane.
to think about. It is literally mad that that car is 15 years old. Doesn't make sense. But that car was like one of those stock isn't anything crazy, but every single upgrade from the factory that car has. Like
Mhm.
the person who bought it maxed it out. Like
Wow.
maxed it out. There is not a single upgrade left unchecked. So that does include the audio setup as well. So it has like the best head unit, like which is important for audio because that's where I guess amplification and just that's where things happen in terms of it's where it's the main unit, the controller
Yeah.
of everything. And then it has a full Bose sound system in it. So kind of the same speakers that I have in my PC.
That's what my truck has, a Bose.
It sounds amazing, right?
Do you have Bluetooth in it?
I actually added Bluetooth in it, DIY,
Okay.
because it's from 2007. There was no Bluetooth.
Yeah. So my past truck before this one, I had a 2000 Ford Ranger, and obviously that's not going to have Bluetooth. They had a cassette player in it.
Wild.
So I had gone to Five Below and gotten like you put in the cassette
Yeah,
tape, and
dude,
it's got
I
a
used
cord
that
coming
in
out
my
and you plug your
BMW
phone into.
830 when my 88 BMW. That's what I did.
Yep.
But this one I modded Bluetooth into the head unit. It's a popular mod actually. So it's not like that hard or anything, but you can add like completely legit Bluetooth. So when I hop in the car, my phone connects instantly right away. It's actually pretty sweet. Completely wireless.
Do you listen to the radio when you're driving, or are you more of a what's on your phone kind of guy?
I never listen to the radio. It's
Really?
always and this segues perfectly into our next topic. What kind of media do we listen to when we're not doing gaming stuff, or other topics, right? So when I'm in the car, when I'm listening to stuff through the lovely Bose speakers in the Audi, it's always Spotify. If I'm listening to music, it's Spotify. And then I love listening to podcasts in my car. And I actually just invested in YouTube Premium.
I've heard a lot of people talk about that recently, and I hear one of the biggest things people talk about is like the no ads.
Yeah. So the reason I got it was because I wanted to listen to long like podcasts and stuff on the plane when I was flying, and you can like download them to your phone. You could download YouTube videos for offline playing, which that's awesome. So
you can only do that with premium?
Only with premium.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it like other janky ways without premium. Like there exists ways to download YouTube videos, but not like this is like on your phone in the YouTube app. You just save to offline viewing, and it's quick. It'll download like a small file size version of that video, whatever, for offline use, and it's perfect, bro. And it worked really well. So that's what I do in the car. I'm not a radio guy. It's always podcasts. And so that's the other types of media I listen to and consume is like tech podcasts, comedy podcasts. I listen to a lot of comedy podcasts, like a lot of stand-up stuff. What about you, bro? What do you listen to?
I do in the car before I got this truck. I was mainly like radio because I have Spotify and stuff on my phone, but I don't have unlimited data. So it would like use some of my data. Right. And so I was mainly radio. And I would even listen to like AM radio, like channel 950 AM.
700?
They do like, no, I'd be sitting there like AM 950 here in Detroit, there's traffic and weather on the 8s. So I'd flip over on the 8s every so often, check the traffic and weather report.
Like my dad, bro.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that.
Gotta know what's going on.
It's cool. But
so I was a radio guy.
AM radio.
Even when I got my new truck,
AM radio.
Only so often.
If it happened at all, it happened.
When I got my truck, it came with like 3 free months of Sirius XM.
Yeah,
so I was rocking with that. And then the 3 months kind of got up and they were charging me, I don't know, 17, 18, 20 bucks a month, something like that. Yeah. I was like, that's kind of expensive. Yeah. So I like messaged them on their website and I was like, hey, I want to cancel. They're like, why? I go, it's too expensive. I like it, but it's too expensive. They're like, what if we cut it down to $5 a month? Would you stay with us? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah.
I pretty much rock with
they're
Sirius
really
XM.
Good with they're really good.
If you guys are paying full price for Sirius XM, stop. chat with them on their website and say you want to cancel because it's too expensive, and they'll slash the price. But I listen to channel 44, which is the hip hop and rap station. I listen to channel 56, which is the country station. And then 80 something is like NFL and ESPN radio. So I'll listen to that. And I've been getting into the comedy station. I've never been a big comedy guy,
I love comedy,
but
bro.
slowly getting into it.
I'll send you some stuff that you have
Please
to watch
do.
after this. It's good stuff. Awesome. I don't know. I think that's pretty much everything on other media. We had some good book recommendations from last night I want to check out, and from last podcast we were talking about books and stuff. So we had some good recommendations. We'll check those out.
Have you been into any TV shows recently?
No TV shows.
Do you watch any TV?
I do, but it's just very rare. It's got to be very specific. I don't know.
Is it like something you know is coming on, or do you ever just find yourself like sitting there flipping
No,
through the guide?
I never. God, no guide anymore. That sounds like a foreign concept. The only way I watch TV these days is streaming shows.
Yeah.
Or YouTube, which is not TV, but it feels like TV.
I mean, I watch TV for like live sporting events.
Yeah, I guess that's the only
time I'll watch it.
But even now, I stream a bunch of that because I'll be sitting
Yeah.
on my computer and I'll just stream it.
I was big into, like, when I was a kid, I would watch a lot of like the storage wars, shipping war, like a lot of like the shows on True TV, or like is it AMC? I forget what it is.
Or like TLC, or like
No, I'm not watching no House Hunters or Love This, Hate That.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I've been getting into I try to get into Netflix. My main source of entertainment I get is YouTube.
Same.
I watch a lot of reselling
Same.
content, a lot of
Not
game
reselling.
content. But I try to get into, like, I'll get into a TV show every once in a while. Like Prison Break is one of my favorite shows of all
Classic,
time.
yeah.
It's
That's a
so
great show.
good. I just finished Squid Game. Ryan still needs to
Haven't
watch
seen
Squid
it.
Game.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like 9 episodes. You can kill it in a day.
Are they 30 minutes each or hour?
No, they're like 45.
Okay.
So
Good to know. I know I still do have to watch that. I will.
I watched Breaking Bad not too recently.
Breaking
Finally
Bad's
watched
fire.
that.
Yeah, there's like all these classic ones I've seen mostly. There's a lot of stuff I've seen, and truthfully in my college years that I just don't remember. I've seen complete season. So I've seen Narcos. I've seen How I Met Your Mother, Arrested Development. I've seen like multiple shows. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from these shows.
Really?
Zero. And I do have MS, and that affects my memory a little bit, but I also think just #college a little bit, and I don't remember any of these shows.
Were they kind of just like on in the background maybe, and you weren't like totally focused on them, or just?
I don't know, dude. I don't know how I don't remember any of this shit.
God.
But yeah, I'm gonna blame it on that. Let's blame it on that. They were on in the background kind of shit, but I've seen all these things. I just don't really remember them. So,
what about movies? What are some of your favorite movies, or any movies you're looking forward to?
I don't know if I'm looking forward to anything, man. That sounded dark. I don't know if I'm looking forward to any movies. But favorite movies, like I like classics. One of my favorite movies of all time, Goodfellas.
That's a good one.
So fucking good. I love the movie 300. I
don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, go watch 300. Classic. Lord of the Rings, they're so good.
What's 300 about?
It's about the 300 Spartans defeating the Persian army, and just the epicness of that. It's fucking sick. But it's like, dude, you have to watch that tonight. It is incredible. 300 it's if you've ever heard anybody go, "This is Sparta."
Yeah. Okay. That's from that movie.
Yeah. And in that scene, he says that and kicks this fucker into a hole, and he just goes, "This is Sparta," and it just down the hole.
Gone.
It's like gone. Sick, dude. That movie's fire. I don't know, man. I do like some good movies like that. I don't know. The Bourne.
Were you ever
movies
big
are
into
good.
Disney movies?
Yeah. Oh, I just dropped a coin. Some Disney movies. Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm like was big into them, but I liked them as a kid. If I
Like you
remember.
watched them?
Yeah. What about
Dude,
you?
one thing, like, are you big into like musicals or plays?
No.
So, we were in New York City for my 21st,
Mhm.
and my mom and Becca wanted to see Wicked on Broadway. And I was
So
like, this
good.
is going to be stupid. Like, I'm going to fall asleep. Like, I don't want to go see a musical. But we went and saw Wicked, and it was amazing. Like, it was insane live, like Broadway, New
Yeah,
York. It was
Wicked's
great.
incredible.
So I don't know if I'd go see more if that was just like an exemption being like a great one, but that was a good time. Favorite movies of all time. I really like Benchwarmers.
Oh my
Benchwarmers is
God.
an all-time
Thank
classic and a
you.
hilarious one.
Have we ever talked about them before?
I don't think so. You got
Oh
funny
my
stories
God,
about
that's
Benchwarmers?
it's just one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
All time, dude. I can quote the entire movie.
Yeah. It's such a great
I've seen
movie.
it. And this isn't hyperbole, not an exaggeration. I have seen that movie 100 times.
Really?
I would say 100 times.
Just something you always keep coming back to.
Oh my goodness. I've seen it at least twice or 3 times this year.
What's your favorite part in that movie?
Dude, one of my favorite parts. I mean, there's so many. All right. Probably when Howie goes outside to get the cookies from the Girl Scouts
He's like fighting off the
with
sun.
with a plastic sword and he's fighting off the sun. That's classic.
Yeah.
When he goes, what the line where he goes, makers of what? Poop. And he's like, or we're gonna be your makers. And he goes, makers of what? Poop. So classic.
Some of the great, like when they're in Pizza Hut after they win.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's hilarious. He's like,
how's the moon?
every
How's
time
the
he's
sun treating you? It's like, not a fan. Like,
every time he swings, he lets go of the bat, so they duct tape it to his hands, and he's
Yeah.
running to first, like swinging it.
So good. That movie's so classic.
I'd argue right up there with that movie
Hey,
in
that's
forms
my
of like
Miata. Get
dumb
him.
comedy. Knight Rider's in that movie, and that goes
Yeah.
along with there's an NES game Knight Rider.
Hell yeah.
But goes along with kind of like stupid comedies. Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite
But
is one of my
Napoleon
favorite
Dynamite
movies of all
doesn't.
time.
I feel like it doesn't even come close to Benchwarmers.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, we could argue about that.
We had to put up a
Benchwarmers
poll.
so
I think
good.
Napoleon
Yeah.
Dynamite is right up there, if not better than
Oh
Benchwarmers.
God, no, 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 no. I
Such a
like
great movie. I
Napoleon
watched that
Dynamite.
movie a ton.
Yeah.
I think I've said it and told you, like Becca got me tickets 2 years ago for my birthday to go see Napoleon Dynamite like live.
That is insane.
Like Napoleon, Pedro, and Uncle Rico came to the Redford Theater here in Michigan.
What
and
did they do?
I got to like do like a meet and greet with them before. So I have like a picture with them, got their autographs.
So
and
funny.
then me and however many people the Redford Theater sits all sat down and watched the movie together. And then Napoleon, Pedro, and Uncle Rico came out and did Q&A after.
That's so funny and cool.
And like I asked a question. I forget what I asked, so I've got a recording somewhere, but I asked a question, and then one of my buddies who was also there, I didn't know he was gonna be there. He's like, I've always wanted to do this. And like he like directed his question at Napoleon. He goes, do you want to recreate the scene when you're like in the locker room talking with the one guy, and it's like, would you do this winter? I told you I was up in Alaska.
Wolverines.
Yeah, hunting Wolverines. So they like
Wolverines.
went back and forth and like recreated this scene
That's
like
cool.
live.
That's
and
cool.
it was hilarious.
Good for him. Yeah, I remember we quoted that line a lot when we were in like whenever that movie come out, we always used to talk about hunting Wolverines.
That movie came out a while ago.
I was up in Alaska with my Uncle Chip hunting Wolverines or something like that. I think it's his Uncle Chip or something.
He shot like 50 of them.
Yeah. It's a classic.
You ever seen a good action movie I like? You ever seen the movie White House Down?
No.
White House Down is a really good movie. You should check that one out.
Check that out.
Other movies. You ever have any movies that make you cry?
Oh, I can cry at anything. I'm the biggest cry. I'll cry. I cried at a
Really?
song. Dude, bro, in the car today.
You cried
I had
today?
An epiphany. Yeah, dude, I had a fucking crazy epiphany. So there's this piece of art that I've been really vibing with recently. Like I just really love it. And so I was just like vibing, whatever. Do you know the song Moon, the new song Moon by Kanye West?
I don't.
Oh, it's very good. I like it. Kid Cudi's on it as well. Kid Cudi, definitely one of my favorites of all time.
Kid Cudi's good.
And so dude, it hit me that this song perfectly describes what this art, this image like is supposed to mean, I think, in my mind. I was like, holy shit, this like unlocked the meaning of this image. Like, this is it. This song is perfect for it. And I was just like, this is so beautiful. I just started crying.
Dude, that's one thing I don't do. I'm not like in tune with like songs or art or anything like that. Like it just like a
Yeah,
thing to me.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can cry. I cry at everything. Cry at
I
everything.
think Marley and Me's made me cry.
I'm sure some. It's interesting. That stuff doesn't. I'm sure it would make me cry just because the way it's written, like it's made to make you cry. But
the
like,
song or the art
no,
or both just
what like
intertwined.
Marley and Me type shit.
Oh,
Yeah, like that type shit is made to make you cry. I feel like,
yeah.
and I feel like it would get me, but it's like that stuff doesn't hit. Like it's weird. Like just sitting in the car and like just started crying because like it's just like something just clicks. It's just different. It's just different.
Confession, I think I would cry, and I'm nowhere as near like big or anything to have this happen. But like if like the Instagram page got bigger, the podcast got bigger, or like the claim sale got bigger, I was like walking through Kroger one day, and someone was like, "Are you the guy who does the Cards and Cartridges podcast?" Like I'd
That'd be
probably cry
wild.
then.
Yeah, yeah. Reflecting on that moment, I'd probably cry because it'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know why. I'm a sappy dude. It just happens. It is what it is. So shout out all the sappy guys out there. We be crying.
We get in our
We
feels.
get in the feels. What else, dude? We talked about sound quality. We talked about other media we're consuming. Let's play the little overrated, underrated. Do it, Koozie.
What can I hit you with this week? Breakfast.
Okay, breakfast is, I'm gonna say, it depends on how, this is like a tricky one because it depends on how you look at it. It's overrated by the people that think it's the most important meal of the day. That's an overrated thought. Breakfast is properly rated as if you just treat it as another meal, as any other meal. I don't think you should put breakfast on this special pedestal because you can get through the day and still crush it without breakfast. That's bullshit. I think it's just properly rated. Continue. Next one.
No, I'm gonna give my opinion. I love
Oh,
I think breakfast is underrated.
breakfast is underrated. Okay.
I love breakfast. Like I do you eat breakfast every day or just like when you have time or when you're feeling it?
A little bit of both of those things. Like
I
today,
may
I had iced coffee with a donut and a peach.
I'm a breakfast every day type of guy, whether it's cereal, oatmeal, a
It's
waffle,
probably good for
eggs.
you, but I don't know.
I love breakfast.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I think it's underrated. You need to eat breakfast. It gets you going.
Okay. Okay. Next one.
What else can I hit you with? I'm gonna hit you with people who this could be a weird one. I guess just your thoughts on this. People who don't collect loose Genesis games. Like, are you a fan of only collecting CIB Genesis games, or will you have a loose Genesis game?
Why specific to Genesis?
Because I know a lot of people who don't collect loose Genesis games. So like they came with a shell, so I don't collect loose Genesis games. To them, it's like having a loose PS1 disc. And I would argue that like loose Genesis games are better than loose N64 games because at least Genesis games have an N label.
Right. I guess that's my opinion. I think well, I don't know. I don't really have any opinions on how people want to collect. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that. Whatever you guys want to do it. Not my style. I don't collect Genesis.
Next one, wineries.
Wineries are underrated. They're dope as fuck. I think right now breweries are getting a lot of like all the love, and I think wineries don't get enough love. And I think if you did some wine tours, you'd realize that wineries are just as dope as breweries.
Are you a flight
Underrated.
type of guy?
Yeah, at anything. Yeah, if they have a
Yeah.
nice flight, I'll hit a flight for sure. I like a little variety.
I don't know. I think wineries are overrated.
How many have you been to?
A couple. I went up to Traverse City last year, and there's the Traverse City is like the
is this
winery
Midwest?
capital of Michigan. It's a nice wine. It's the
But these are the
Traverse City is like
No, I understand, but these are Midwest wineries. It's just different, dude. It's just different.
all right, but like I'm not a fan of getting like 2 sips of something and a couple crackers and some cheese. I want like a 32-ounce tall Bud Light in a frosted glass
It's just because
and
you're
the football
different.
game on and a plate of wings.
Yeah, we get that. Anybody could have described that. You are the red and white cooler, Koozie.
Dude, I called like 7 places the other night trying to find somewhere that would have the Fury and Wilder fight on, and
Oh
nobody
yeah,
had it, and I was so ticked.
every place around here has it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
in,
cool.
I don't know, I'm just
I
saying,
called
we
like
live in the
5
Midwest,
Buffalo
bro.
Wild
What
Wings,
are they?
called a
What are
couple
they?
more.
What are they watching? What, like horse races? What NASCAR?
I don't know. So I've went like when they had their first fight 2 years ago. I went to like this Boston sports bar at my house, and they had it on. And I was calling Buffalo Wild Wings, and a bunch of people like, "No, we're not showing it." So I don't know if it's like a quote unquote a COVID thing, just so we're not showing it
No
because of COVID or
way.
something. But like nobody had it on, and I was disappointed.
Fucking weird. All right. Okay, next one. Let's do a couple more.
You got any for me?
Okay. Um, okay.
I got one for
Uh,
you. Having a YouTube channel.
Properly rated. I think you have to smart.
Yeah. Are you
That's all
big
I can
into?
say.
You ever think about making a YouTube, or is that something you want to do?
I would love to, but I don't know, maybe one day. I don't quite know how I can fit into that space right now.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. I'm trying to think. Post-it notes.
Oh, I love post-it notes.
So is
I
that
I, I
properly
used
rated or
I
underrated?
used 22 post-it notes today.
So
Like
you're gonna say
I think
is
they're
that
I think
you?
they're properly I think they're properly rated. Like I don't think they're overrated. I don't think they're underrated. But like I love post-it notes. I use them for notes at work. I use them for when I actually was in the office working my internship. Like I had post-it notes on my desk. I use them for when stuff sells and I don't have time to pack it right then. I'll
There
post
you
a note,
go.
OG
I do
Retros
that.
package, slap it.
That's what I do.
And I love post-it notes.
Fuck yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, do we have any viewer questions for this week?
We do. Let me pull
Awesome.
it up real
If
quick.
you don't know, guys, every Wednesday we do take viewer questions. If you want to ask us a question, if you want to hear about something that you have on your mind talked about on the podcast, make sure you go over to the Cards and Cartridges Instagram account on Wednesday and drop that question. You could also just drop a question on any of our posts on that account. Maybe we'll get to it regardless. We appreciate it.
Or
Definitely
just
check it
DM our
out.
personals. If something
DM
just
us the
pops in your head, DM
exactly.
us during
I
personals.
agree. You can always reach us
Also,
on the personals.
don't forget
OG
to
Retro,
drop a
OG Retro
like,
Games.
a follow, a subscribe, a review. Anywhere you're listening to this podcast, please, it helps us out a ton. Share us on your story. Wherever you're listening to, share us on your story on Instagram. That would mean a ton.
Oh,
But
yeah.
our question of the week comes from J-Boy Mods, and he says, what do you think about the current administration cracking down on small-time hobbyist sellers?
Sucks.
And what he is talking about is starting next year in January of 2022, you used to get a 1099K or whatever it's called from eBay if you hit 20,000 in sales or 200 transactions, I believe it is.
Yeah.
They're dropping it from 20,000 in sales to a measly 600.
Yep.
And so that's saying that you're going to be automatically required to pay taxes on anything over $600.
So yeah, it is kind of annoying, but I guess my advice to myself and Chris is to just hire a good CPA so you know what money you can save on your taxes doing what we do, like the reselling thing, because there are ways you can save money on your taxes that like the average person doesn't know. Like I don't
Yes.
know everything. So I think overall this might fuck some people, and it's seemingly lame. Like someone selling like someone just selling like a set of tires, for instance.
Yeah, random household items.
There's something that adds up. I mean, you can get to $600 pretty quickly, especially with inflation higher than it's ever been. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it just seems a little crazy. So, and there's new legislature being talked about being able to see the deposits, withdrawals in your bank account, and the IRS having access to these things, and like very kind of predatory type laws in terms of finances relating to just everything in terms
I
of
think we need to
finances.
say real quick, we are not financial advisors.
No.
We're
That's a
just
good
two
point.
dudes on a podcast
Just
drinking beer
talking
and telling you guys
shit.
what we think
That's
about life.
true. Yeah, so it is kind of lame, I think, J Boy. I know you run your own shop, and I know it's all done legit. So like, obviously what's going on, but it is going to affect like you said, small time hobbyists, people who are doing this just for the fun of things. They might have to pay taxes, and that completely takes all the profit. Maybe these people who are doing it for small time profits, the little like margins they're making on some of these mods or whatever, it does suck. It does suck.
So you hit it I was gonna say I totally disagree with you, but then you said like small time mods to where like you're fixing and selling for an upsell. I agree. If you are trying to be a reseller and buying stuff from people and just flipping it for a higher price, if this paying, and I don't know how much it taxes, 3%, 10%, 13%, whatever it is, if these taxes are gonna cause you to lose money, you need to fix your margins. Paying taxes should not put you in the negative. So you need to rethink your margins, how you're acquiring your inventory, how you're selling your inventory, etc. In the grand scheme of things, you're supposed to present's not the right word, but you're supposed to, like, your first dollar of profit you make is supposed to be taxed no matter what. I have a question for you, and maybe it's not something you want to argue, talk about on the podcast. So if you don't want to talk about it, just say not right now. I know you kind of created OG Retro LLC. Is that something you're going to think you're going to make more of a priority coming in 2022 with this new law?
I think definitely. So I did that when I was living in New York, and thought I might be set up there for a while longer. But now that and I know you can manage an LLC from wherever, but I have moved so many times at this point where I think I'm going to wait till I'm officially set up in Maine to really do that, and just kind of operate as an individual reseller right now and just play by those rules,
Yeah, and really think about, if you do end up setting up an LLC, and not just you specifically, just talking in general, find out like what you can count as like a write-off. Because like you drive into like the post office, you drive into Source to be your write-off, you buying lunch on your thrifting day, like
supplies, shipping
off.
Supplies.
All that stuff. So it's like really talking.
And that's what I mean by talking. CPA. Yeah, exactly. Just talking to, because chances are you don't know a lot about this stuff, right? Like, so talk to someone who does. That's kind of just.
Dude, I don't know. I've done a good deal of gross. I know how much gross sales I've done in the last year, and it's a nice number. Yeah. But like, I don't know anything about the tax side of it, and that's where it gets. Follow. Check out Not Your Dad's CPA on Instagram. Good. He's a CPA specifically for resellers, and you can hire him in if you start to get real serious. But he does post a lot of just like general tips and tricks on his story and page for just resellers in general. So check out Not Your Dad's CPA on Instagram.
Fantastic. And that, my friends, might bring it to an end for episode 33. We already plugged it. Go give us 5-star ratings, all that good stuff. Follows on Spotify, likes on Instagram. The goodness that helps keep the algorithm chugging. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Go back and listen to some of our previous episodes. There's hours of free content waiting to be consumed by your little ears.
Do we skipped a few? Like we'd come up with these weekly on Mondays, and we've skipped a few. So this is 33. We've probably been doing this for like 37 to 40 weeks. Can you imagine? It does not feel like that long.
It doesn't. That is insane. It's been almost a year. Wow.
That's insane.
That's wild. Guys, think about that. Anyways, have a great rest of your week. Peace.
Go.